All right, welcome DoorGrow hackers to the DoorGrow show. If you are a property management entrepreneur that wants to add doors, make a difference, increase revenue, help others, impact lives, and you are interested in growing your business and life, and you are open to doing things a bit differently, then you are a DoorGrow hacker. DoorGrow hackers love the opportunities, daily variety, unique challenges, and freedom that property management brings. Many in real estate think you're crazy for doing it. You think they're crazy for not, because you realize that property management is the ultimate high trust gateway to real estate deals, relationships, and residual income. At DoorGrow, we are on a mission to transform property management businesses and their owners. We want to transform the industry, eliminate the BS, build awareness, change perception, expand the market, and help the best property management entrepreneurs win. I'm your host, property management growth expert, Jason Hull, the founder and CEO of DoorGrow. Now, let's get into the show. And today's guest, I'm hanging out here with Reed Goossens of Wildhorn Capital. Reed, welcome to the show.
G'day, Jason. Thanks for having me on the show, mate.
All right. So you've got a really cool accent. So why don't you tell everybody where you're from?
From deep West Texas, mate. You know, down by New Zealand and Australia.
Very deep Texas. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
cool.
originally from Australia, grew up in Aussie and went to school there and moved to the United States back in 2012. And I moved here for two loves. One love was for my then girlfriend, now wife, and the other love was for the Big Apple. And that's really how it got me to the United States.
All right. Those women, man, they get us to move. They just do it. All right. Awesome. So we're going to be talking about investing in the U.S. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about how you got into this, and then let's lead us right into this topic.
Sure. Well, let's do it. So we'll rewind the clock back to my background's in structural engineering. I went to university for structural engineering. Graduated in 2007. Went abroad, which means going overseas, and worked in the London 2012 Olympic Games, and then for about a year back in 2008. Then moved to the south of France. Had an incredible life journey down there, and that is actually where I met my American wife, or at the time girlfriend. We fell in love, and after gallivanting around the south of France, I crossed the Atlantic Ocean. I worked for some Russian billionaires on some super yachts, a whole story in itself. I found myself back in Australia in 2010 in a cubicle, working as a civil engineer again, civil structural engineer, and really the whole idea of I spent these 2 years abroad having a great time meeting, the girl of my dreams, and I'm now sitting in this cubicle and going, geez, what the hell do I want someone to pay me to live this life of travel. And really the thing that came up to me was investing, but I didn't know what entrepreneurship was. I didn't even really understand real estate investing. And I picked up the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's back in 2009, so a decade ago. And that was the spark that they got it all started. And from there, I took the blinkers off a little bit. I definitely felt like a star athlete sitting on the sidelines, watching my life go by, and I really wanted to take control of that life. So over many years of self-education, I ended up moving to the United States. I quit my safe engineering job in Australia and moved here in early 2012 to chase Erica, my wife, and I moved here without a job. I didn't have any network here, and over a short period of time, I was able to find a job. And I think within 6 months of moving to the United States, I had my first property purchased, a triplex. And the barriers to entry here in the United States, for those people who are not aware, are very, very low compared to Australia. And so the whole thing about Rich Dad Poor Dad says, get started by putting cash in your pocket and having assets. And that's really where it got started. So yeah. All
right. And you've written some books?
Yes, I have. I've written 2 books, Investing in the US, which is the podcast form now in book form. And I've written a second book with a couple of other Aussie entrepreneurs called The 10,000 Miles to the American Dream. We've all moved out here and successfully invested in real estate and started real estate businesses. And now we're sharing our story with the world.
All right. So, structural engineering. So how do you feel like that sort of prepared you for the stuff that you're doing now?
Oh, hugely prepared me. I probably can walk into a room and run rings around most people in terms of when it comes to construction. So when I as a project manager in a career, I have built about $500 million worth of infrastructure, multifamily, retail across the globe. So scheduling and understanding foundation issues and soil issues. You name it, throw it at me, and I'll be able to. We can go bat if you want to go bat. So, and it also got me into a role that I worked for a developer in Long Beach and for many years, and learnt the business side of the real estate game through them as well. So yeah.
Yeah. And where are you located now?
I'm in LA, was in New York for a couple of years back in 2012, 2013, and then moved back out to sunny California because it was just too cold in New York. So
I get it. Well, I'm just north of you. I'm in Los Angeles County. So I'm in Santa Clarita.
Nice. We'll have to meet up and go surfing sometime because I love the beach.
Yeah. The beach is cold though. So
wetsuit, mate. Wetsuit.
Yeah. So, all right. So Reed, really cool to connect with you. So let's get into this topic of investing in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that are listening across the pond or those that are in the U.S., let's make this relevant for both of them.
Sure, let's do it. What do you want to know? I'm an open book. All right,
where should we start? Well, how does somebody start in investing if they have no clue? You've been there at one point.
Yep.
And if somebody has never done real estate investing, they haven't invested themselves, whether they're here or not, how would they get started?
Well, I think the whole idea is around what do you want to achieve in your life, right? Do you want financial freedom? And a lot of people get started in real estate investing to achieve some sort of financial freedom. Per my story at the beginning of the show, I felt stuck. I felt trapped in a cubicle. I wanted more to do with my life. I just didn't want to. The whole thing that drives me, Jason, is the fact that I have a fear of regret. And if I wake up when I'm 65 years of age going, geez, I wish I'd given that a go, and I'll have regret. So the whole thing that gets me driving, gets me up in the morning is going out and pushing my boundaries and getting uncomfortable in being uncomfortable, getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And the whole thing about real estate investing is you've got to ask yourself, well, what do you want to do it for? Is it to create financial freedom for your family? Is it to create a little bit of extra income? Is it just to put your money, you love your job, but you just want to put your money to work and not sit in a bank? Whatever that might be, real estate investing is really, compared to the stock market investing is one of the best investment vehicles in the world because it has all the benefits. So as the four benefits, it has cash flow, it has appreciation, it has amortization, and it has appreciation over the long term in terms of, market appreciation. So there's many benefits that you can have through investing in real estate compared to other stock investing or bond investing that make it really quite a safe haven. And really it goes back to what do you want to grow for your family or for yourself personally? And then once you answer that question, we can get off into the details of how you go do it.
So one of the challenges that you'll see in the real estate investing industry is a lot of people will make these claims. You see these gurus that are like, hey, just get into real estate investing, buy this magic program, and then it's going to be easy. And then they end up with these rental properties that are really difficult, and they realize it's not so turnkey, right? They've got tenants, they've got renters. And so property management, maybe more than anything, is kind of the gateway to this. Is property management played a role in the properties that you tend to be involved in or the real estate investing that you do?
Yeah, 100%. And property management, you make money when you buy, you lose it through bad property management. And if you don't have the right property managers on board, you can be royally screwed. And we've experienced it. And we have the daily grind of running a real estate investment firm at Wildhorn Capital. We have a constant, struggle with trying to find good bums in seats to make sure that when they're running our $40-50 million assets, that they know what they're doing and they're competent and we might be in certain markets which might not attract the right type of property manager. So you really got to be really careful at how you select the people who sit in the sort of at the helm of the ship of any property that you buy. We happen to buy large multifamily, so we have 200-300 units at any one property. So there's a lot going on, a lot of moving pieces, and making sure that you have those right people in those positions to make sure that they're steering the ship in the right direction, and you're not going to lose money, and the deal is going to continue to perform for the investors is really important. And so my job within Wildhorn Capital is to make sure as sort of lead asset manager, chief operations officer, is really to make sure that those individual property managers at those individual sites are doing what they're supposed to be doing. But to your original point, property management is the key to success.
Love it. So I get asked this question all the time when I go on other people's podcasts. They're always asking me, well, how do you find a good property manager? How do you
Hmm.
identify them? So I want to put this on somebody else for a change.
Hmm.
So what do you look for when you're looking for either a good property management company to partner with in situations where you need that, or when you're doing hiring to find a good property manager?
So let's answer the first question. I actually just about 12 months ago, just to give some context, we have 1,700 units across about 8 assets in Austin,
Mhm.
Texas. So we have a third-party property manager. I live in Los Angeles. My business partner lives in Austin, but we still third-party that out. What a lot of people would do whether you start with a single family or you're buying 150 units, you're probably going to go out at the beginning to go to a third party. So how do you identify those third parties? Well, we just recently went through a transition. We had to fire our original property management company. And it really boiled down to really a couple of things. One was culture. Business culture is really, really important. If you're going to be attracting someone to earn, sitting at an asset $50,000-$60,000 a year, managing a $45 million asset, you better have pretty bloody good business culture. You need to have room for them to grow, and they want to grow into more than just being a property manager. Maybe they want to be a regional. Maybe they want to get into the executive office. And if you don't have the growth opportunity and combined with some somewhat decent pay, and then also the training wheels, I'll call it, the training services and programs within the company, within the organization, to help those people blossom. Because really what we as owners employ these property managers for is to go out into the market and find the best eggs on the shelf, right? And form those eggs into great, successful property managers, so our assets can be successful. So we look for a couple of things, and when we do interview asset managers, we look at how many properties are they currently managing, how many units do they have under contract, how long have they been doing this for. We go and get references from other owners. How have been working with property company ABC property company? How's it been? How have you enjoyed their reporting systems? How have you enjoyed their business culture, or are they really transparent with you? So there's a lot of things out there that you need to be aware of when you're going hiring and sitting down and quote unquote dating a property manager, because you need to go and understand all the rigmaroles that go on with asset managing it. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I would agree. I think one of the first things that when a property management company comes to me that's struggling to grow and to figure out how to grow their business, that I will tackle with them is helping them get clarity on that cultural piece.
Mm-hmm.
And it's never the thing they think they need, but it's so critical and pivotal to the foundation of their business. It's why clients can or cannot trust them. And so helping them get clear on their personal why, and then helping them get clear on the why their business exists, to feed that personal why, and to create that. One of my goals is to create this golden thread all the way from them, the business owner of the property management company, their why, through to the business why, through to what the person with the rental property wants. And if I can help them create that connection with each potential client, sales happens really quickly. Deals happen very easily because there's a golden thread of trust between what the person wants and what the business owner wants, the property manager wants. And they can see that it's transparent.
Right.
And that's so critical. And you have to have culture it has to exist in order for that to happen. And if your team can sense that and can see that, then you're able to attract A players. B players are not going to stay in a company without good culture. They're, especially millennials and Gen Z, these kids are not, or they're not kids anymore, really. You're probably one of them, right?
Exactly.
So, but they're not going to work in a situation in which they're just getting paid to do something that keeps them miserable. They want purpose. Mm-hmm. They want meaning. And you'll see a lot of dinosaurs in the industry get really frustrated because they're saying in business, there's this whole trend of okay boomer, but the okay boomer crowd, the boomers are like, well, we pay you, so just do the work, do the freaking work, right? That's not how people want to live nowadays. It's not just about hunkering down and doing work, whether you're miserable or not. It's people want purpose.
You bring up a good point. It's like back in and this comes not also around to business culture, but how you run the business when you bring up okay boomers and a historical way of smack someone over the back of the head they've done that wrong, right? They're the old school dinosaur ways of the ways managers work, right? And we've come a long way. And as much as and I'm a millennial, I'm on the early end of it. I get criticized for not working and all that sort of stuff. You know, look at my track record. Yeah, I come from Australia. Like, for those people, I won't swear on this podcast, but you know what I'm going to say. Like, millennials also have created a lot of change and disruption in the way that we approach things and change our thinking around it. And that is really important. If you're not willing to change and grow, then you're going to be stagnant and someone's going to come and eat you. Issue. It's just that if you want to understand the benefits of real estate investing, then get out of your own way sometimes and start going out and educating yourself on what's in your backyard. So yeah.
So where would be a good place to start with getting education towards this?
Well, we're sitting here right now talking about it, right? Like, you're listening to your show. I still remember when I moved to the United States, I was going to real estate investment seminars and meetups in Aussie, and I remember having to pay, being pitched to pay $10,000-$20,000 for a guru to help me teach everything. And then when I got to the United States, particularly New York, it's the big apple, it's the fire hose of information. It was all readily available at my fingertips: websites, podcasts, books, meetup events. And you don't have to spend a lot of money, but at the end of the day, you do have to spend time. If you don't want to spend the money investing in yourself all the time, then you're never going to go anywhere. You got to understand that this is an investment in yourself. And so I would start with, obviously, listening to podcasts. They're free. Picking up a couple of books that can start educating you on whatever niche you want to get involved with real estate. Maybe it's just financial education and literature or literacy, I should say, that you need to be more sharp on. Join a local meetup group for real estate. And I encourage everyone listening to this show, if you don't have any experience, if you go to 2 meetups a month for the next 6 months, it's 12 meetups. I bet your bottom dollar, and I bet you $100 that they will know, or they will have created a circle around them more knowledgeable when they were listening to this show today. So it's about getting out there, being willing to pick up a book, being willing to say, hey, it's okay that I don't know what this is about, but I'm willing to learn. I'm an example of it. I'm self-taught. I went to University of Structural Engineering. Now I run a multi-million-dollar investment firm. So you can change. And so the real advice is that we're in the digital age. It's all at our fingertips. Go out and just start investing in yourself from an education perspective, and you will see change.
Reed, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. How can people get more information from you as to what you're up to, or get plugged into whatever you've got going on?
Simplest way, go to my website. It's reedgoossens.com. That's ReedGoossens.com. I live in Los Angeles. If anyone wants to hit me up for a beer or coffee or lunch, just shoot me an email at info@reedgoossens.com, and you can check it out all there. Find the podcast, find the books, find the videos. It's all there. So have fun.
Perfect. All right. Hey, thanks for coming on the show. And like Reed said, start getting involved in investing and just start, right? There's just power in just getting started. Set that intention, start going to some meetup groups. You can check out meetup.com. You can check out Facebook groups. There's all kinds of resources available, and maybe you'll find your passion the way Reed has. So, well, Reed, appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, Jason. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. All right. So if you are a property management entrepreneur and you're wanting to add doors, then reach out. We've got some cool programs that we're adding to our lineup of what we're doing. We're really excited about something new that we're launching. And the DoorGrow referral amplifier that Jay Barabee and I are doing. So make sure you check that out. He is an amazing entrepreneur, one of my clients that was able to close and acquire, get 300 doors into his portfolio, over 300 doors into his property management portfolio from ground zero in Florida in about 2 years. And he did it largely through outbound reach out to agents for referrals, and he systemized this. He's now even got VAs helping him do this for him. And he runs his company remotely from another state now. So, and it's still growing. So, reach out and check us out if you're interested in this. By the time this airs on the on iTunes, it will probably already be filled. We've only got 20 seats. So if you're watching this live, then get in. We've already sold about half the seats already. And we haven't even announced this publicly, so I'm just throwing it out there now. Get in before we close out the remaining 10 seats. Bye, everyone.